Today's Cosplay Con Talk episode is sponsored by Moco Queen Color Contacts. Don't forget to use my code Wayne for 10% off at checkout at mocoqueen.com. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Welcome back to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk. We basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. We are back with another podcast panel thing. May have another person come on. Do not know yet. Oh, never mind. Our third guest will be our second guest will be here shortly. But I'm joined here by Caz and soon to be our other friend Consul. And we're going to be doing another convention recap, which we have not done in quite some time.
The timing of that was so funny. Sorry.
I started like, wait, they say it! Oh my god! Well, we'll have another guest soon. But we are going to be talking about Kumori Con 2025, which I was there myself this year. I'm joined here by Caz. If you would like to introduce yourself real quick, because it's been a minute since you've been on here.
It has. Hi, I'm Caz. I don't know exactly what information you need to know, but I cosplay. I'm pretty well known around the PNW area. In like the convention scene, I run a cosplay community Discord that has both cosplayers and artists in it. At Kumori Con in particular, this is like my home con. I've been going since 2008. So
almost 10 years.
Yeah, so I've seen it evolve a lot. Some for the worse, some for the better. This year is definitely one of the better ones. I'm happy to say, but like I run panels every now and then. I have my Curse cosplay contest that I run at Kumo, and I have for the last 3 years. Hoping to expand that into other events. And yeah, I'm just around.
I'm sorry, I'm texting our friend here.
Yeah.
All right, give me a minute. Introduction. Doing this all on phone because I'm using StreamYard. I would like to use Zoom, but I'm using the free thing right now until I have finances to do Zoom again. I'll see it once. Okay. All right. Once I see another thing pop up. So you said you've been going since 2010. No, 2008. 2008. So yeah. You've been going to quite a few of them.
Yeah.
I guess start then. What was it like going back then compared to what was it like going this year?
It was, bare bones. Like, it was a hotel con when I went. So like we utilized the hotel space. Panels were pretty limited. They were all, it's hard to describe the difference between panels then and panels now, because like they haven't really changed, but like they also have. So like, the type of content was, it's relevant to whatever's there. So there's a lot of like Naruto panels when I was going, a lot of like Dragon Ball Z panels, a lot of like there was even like some sci-fi stuff that leaked in, because a lot of people that like it wasn't solely anime focused.
Stuff that was just mainstream at the time.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then like because it was still like cons were still trying to become a thing. Like most of the people that had content to bring were bringing it from other sources. But yeah, like going shopping, like they fit the whole market into just a tiny exhibition hall, like a banquet room in a hotel. The Kumori one was weird at the DoubleTree because it was like across the street. So like I think it was a parking structure. It might not have been. It was above ground. It was very strange, but like you walk around it like flea market style. You could do a lap in like an hour and have seen everything and gone through every aisle and even spent a lot of time doing nothing. Now like Kumori Con's so busy and so crazy that like I didn't even make it into the vendor hall until Sunday. So
Hey, we
I
got
didn't get to
cosplay.
see it. But
Hey.
hey,
I'm here finally.
you made it.
Oh no, you're we're just doing introductions. Real quick before I go back to you, Kaz. Real quick, Consul. For anyone who's familiar with Consul, they're pretty much a regular on the show. They're pretty much like a secondary co-host when it comes to cosplay con talk. Feel free to introduce yourself and how long have you been going to Kubo for?
I am Console Cosplay, and I've been going to Kumori Con every year that has been running since 2009. Obviously, COVID cut out a little bit, but yeah, every year since 2009.
Nice. So back to you, Kaz. You were saying, what was it like going back then to compare to now?
Yeah, it's just small, like really really small. Not a whole lot to do. Main events like Komori Con also has a lot of main events, which is kind of crazy.
I noticed that this year.
Like a lot. And when I was first going, I think they had like the cosplay contest, and that was it. Maybe some other things, but like it was super bare bones. But yeah, I mean, it's just like going to a small con. It was Komori Con back then.
Not to poke at a certain con that may not be a thing next year. See, it's easy to switch to a bigger location. I'm just saying.
A little shady. Yeah,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with like starting off, but like especially if your cons gets bigger and more people arrive, you may need to switch location. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but you can't always rely on the same place over and over again. I'm sure once Kumo realized that, like, yeah, we need a bigger place.
yeah, and it outgrew a lot of its places pretty quickly.
I'll bet, especially when you get bigger names and not just weebs and otakus are going, like everyone and their mother-in-law.
Yeah, it becomes a little bit more of like a Comic-Con thing where it's, families want to come and people want to at least see it for like a day.
Pretty much.
So,
how about you, Consul? What was it like going to Kumo back then compared to what it was like going this year?
Pretty much what Kaz was saying. It was just so much smaller being being in a hotel and going back and forth between Portland and Vancouver every once in a while before it kind of settled in that downtown Vancouver area. And then just kind of slowly seeing just the slow changes that they made as they were expanding before getting to the convention center was interesting because they also had they were split amongst two hotels for a while. And I wouldn't say it was that long. I think it was only like 2 or 3 years.
Like 3 years, yeah.
Yeah, it was something like 2 or 3 years. But they had they rented out a bus, I think, and they were transporting people back and forth.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you were there. Well, obviously you were there, Kaz, but I was like, I don't know if you remember or if you ever took the shuttle bus.
I heard stories of the shuttle bus, but I didn't trust it.
Honestly,
I mean,
in
theory that sounds cool. Like Dragon Con, they have it like at 4 different. They're like a giant, like big con, and they have it at like 4 different locations, but like it's all in the general area. And I know sometimes people will take ride shares, but
yeah, so the convention rented out like a bus, and they had someone dedicated like shuttling people back and forth.
Kind of like how renters do it with parking.
That gets really spendy though.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Like the event paying for a bus, that can get really spendy, and not to mention like the amount of people that probably having to wait because you can only fit so many people on a bus.
Yeah, I personally didn't take the bus. I just walked back and forth between the hotels. But I heard, I don't know if this is true, but I heard that the bus driver dressed up as Miss Frizzle whenever, like all 3 days of the convention, and like decorated the box.
You kind of have to. I mean, missed opportunity on dressing like a giant cat from Totoro.
Yeah, but I was like, I was like, that's really cute that like the bus driver, even though like she wasn't, or she probably wasn't like a big nerd, she was like in the spirit of like the convention.
Or at least she's
So-
like, this feels appropriate.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's just so cool, honestly. That sounds. And again, not throwing shade at that certain con that we shall not speak of. It's just, I feel like if your con's getting really big, again, if your con's getting big, whether it be, you're getting big names, a lot more people are coming. You can only fit so many people in a hotel before the fire marshal is like, "Hey, you guys need to like," or even the hotel's like, "We thank you for being here, but there's just way too much people here."
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember that when Kumo had really outgrown the Vancouver location because they were dealing with like an extra 1,500 people or something like that, and it was so crowded.
Yeah.
Like it was so bad.
I mean,
I will say having it next to the park
That
was
helped so
really, really helpful and a lot of fun because a lot of people and the time that they hosted Kumo was a little bit earlier in the year, so it's kind of more.
It was
like,
around Labor Day.
Yeah,
usually.
yeah. So the weather was a lot nicer. So it wasn't freezing cold outside. You had like some good sunny days. Like, so a lot of people in their free time would just hang out in the park across the street. So honestly, I think that saved Kumo with a lot of the overcrowding issues. But yeah, it was just really interesting seeing all of the changes of the different venues, like year after year after year. It felt like for a while there it was a completely new venue until they settled in that downtown Vancouver location, and then obviously going to the convention center. So it was just interesting, like watching that transition of trying to kind of figure things out, and also seeing a lot of chairmen transition as well. So they're, I don't know, I'm like trying to count how many chairmen of Kumori Con there have been, but it was very interesting. The chairman, at least like when it was more of a hotel, was a lot more, I guess, prevalent. Not prevalent, that's a bad word, but a lot more like on stage, a lot more, did almost
he was
the MC
present.
work. Like he was more
around.
present. And so it's just interesting, like having almost no face to like the board members of Kumori Con. Obviously at closing ceremonies and opening ceremonies, I think they talk just a little bit, but the chairman of Kumori Con, like back when it was more hotel, like I think he hosted for a while almost every event, like was the MC for most of the events from what I can remember.
Probably because, I feel like with each new chairman, they have so much to like do right after their predecessors. So I imagine that's why this one probably couldn't. And also, I'm sure you guys noticed, all the events this time were held at the convention center, not like how in 2023 some of the events were held at the Hyatt. Like everything. So like I've noticed a lot more space was open, and like vendor registration was moved to the other side. That was closed off in 2023.
Yeah. So it's just interesting to see the expansion. In my personal opinion, I think outside of the convention center, Portland is a very difficult place to start a convention because we don't have good like convention spaces that are expansive except for the convention center. But if you're not big enough for the convention center, and if you don't have the funding for the convention center, you're kind of screwed a little bit as far as expanding. Like there's really no place.
Going back to what we were talking about, I mean the Portland Retro Gaming Expo and Rose City both, get the convention center. I'm not trying to throw shade. And Fan Expo. I'm not trying to throw shade, but like I get it, you got to start somewhere small in Portland, which you're kind of limited because Portland is expensive in general.
Well, but like Consul is saying, it's like you have hotel or convention center, and so to get that, like there's no like middle ground.
And you really got to
So
do your
yeah,
research too.
so like when Kumo was first in the convention center, that was really only because they had outgrown Vancouver so much that it was
And they also
like
had the
we
funding
straight up
too.
had a bad year. But like it took the bad year and the funds to finally get them in there, and then it felt like
It's
empty for a few years. Like it was very bizarre.
well, I
It
imagine
grew
people
into
weren't.
it. It did,
I
but
imagine
like
people weren't used to such a big building either, because they're so used
no.
to the small ones.
Well, and they
I,
only rented out like half of the convention center for the first couple
well, I
years they
mean,
were there too.
I don't give it long before they open like the upper stairs on the other side where they had registration.
Yeah, eventually. I think that it could get to a point where it's utilizing the whole space like
You're
most
gonna
city
get
does.
more. You're gonna get more people. Anyway, enough of the lore for Kumo.
I know.
Back to you, Kaz. How did it feel to go back to Kumo this year, and what drew you back to Kumo?
So it's funny because like a couple years ago I was ready to swear off Kumo just because I've been going forever and like it it's my home con and I'll go because it's convenient, but I was like, well, maybe I can like try to branch out into some other stuff and I will put Kumo aside just because it's always there and it's always accessible. Then all my friends from the Midwest decided they want to come out and go to Kumo, so I'm like, I guess I've still go
Hey,
to
guess
Kumo.
what? We're moving here.
Yeah, no, like not even moving, just visiting. I'm like, okay, great. So but that kept me coming, and like again it's I'd feel empty missing it just because it's been a core part of my identity since however many years ago. um so it's like it's impossible not to go, but I have to re-entertain myself in order to go. I can't just go. Like I have to make it worth me going again. So like whether that's I started the Curse cosplay contest a few years ago because actually Consul and I really wanted to do the cosplay contest, and then their rules came out, and both of us were like, "Oh hell no!"
I remember during our interview, you were kind of at Kumo. You were actually kind of talking a little bit of it,
Yeah.
and was because like the rules, was that just was a last minute thing, or was it just
No, like these were just the rules, and this is the old contest organizers. These people are not in charge of the contest anymore. But I think the killer was that it was a lot of weird rules, and like they did not want to exclude anybody for any reason. So this was going to be the worst, longest contest of all time.
Oh,
And these
I
poor
remember.
judges were never going to leave the prejudging room. And on top of that, they were like, you can also agree to not walk the stage if you don't want to, or you can submit your portfolio to get reviewed and not actually be in the contest. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
That sounds like more like a fashion show than a cosplay
It
contest.
was a lot of things at the same time, and literally Consul and I were
That
talking. It
just
was
sounds
like,
like a
this
headache.
sounds like bullshit. I don't want to do this. It was like, yeah, I don't want to do this.
We're
either.
not throwing shade. It's just the
It
judges
was
that
a
are the ones that
weird year.
like
I don't know what was going on.
because you guys have judged. I can't imagine you judging something like that and not being able to get
I
a
would
break
lose my mind. I would
because so
lose my
many people would like, and with how big a cosplay contest is like for Kumo, like none of you would have gotten a break. You
mind.
probably would have been there like maybe like an hour and still having to go through. And because you guys have judged cosplay contests before, you both have been in cosplay. You know the ins and out that it can be very time
Yeah,
consuming.
and just tiring. Judging day is tiring.
Mm-hmm.
So tiring.
Can
Like
confirm.
when I did it, God, I had to take a minute and just like stare at the ceiling for a good solid half hour to not lose my mind because we still had to do the show after that. Like,
I only ever judged once, and that was for a kids cosplay contest, but
yeah,
kids and teens. But there was like 20 or so entries, and me and the two others were just like, who do we pick? Who do we pick? What would he do?
well, it's stressful, and like even if it's not like a big deal contest, if it was a big deal contest, like at the
Oh
size
no,
of
I'm
oh
nowhere.
my God, I could not do
I'm nowhere near to want to judge a
Yeah.
cosplay contest that big. Like I'd probably lose my damn mind. It's like I quit. I'm out of here. You guys can think amongst yourselves.
There's also a lot of recency bias too, where the thing that's going to be on the forefront of your mind is the last like 5 outfits that you saw. You
Mhm.
know, so if you're and like not limiting the number of entries to something that the literal human brain can handle and remember. Like there is, like the human mind can only remember
So, like-
so many things in a short amount of time. So if you're like allowing endless amounts of entries, like those first like 10, 15 people are basically non-existent by the time that your judging is
I
done.
was gonna
You
say,
have to limit it down to like, I would
and
like
not everyone has a photographic memory.
exactly.
Most people
And
don't.
not everyone, not all contests require build books too. I personally love build books because then I can go back to again those
I
like
think they
first like
should
10,
always
15.
be a requirement. Yeah.
I agree. I think they should be a requirement, but not all conventions require them. But yeah, so it's like I like to be able to go back to the first couple and like refresh my brain as to like what I saw and just like remind myself like what I saw, because again, like there's always going to be recency bias there. Like it's so yeah,
No,
that year was wild.
I get it. I can see, like you said, why you did the cosplay contest,
Like
because
yeah, and it was funny because when I did submit for it, it was like the last day that panel submissions were even open, and I was so mad about the actual cosplay contest, and I'm like, you know what? Why not?
Yeah,
as
that
you said, out of spite, basically.
But the people spoke. They wanted it. They were so excited.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I saw the full like 40 minutes of it.
Yeah. Which the first 2 years of doing it was definitely not as put together as it was this recent time, and even this recent time I did my best with a literal just a panel space. I didn't get to have tech rehearsal. I didn't get to do any sort of prep ahead of time. I literally just walked in with a flash drive and said, "Can you handle this?" They were like, "I can."
I mean, at least the stage had
Yeah.
at least the stage
Hey,
had
the stage didn't have a table on it this time, so we're making progress.
and at least you got stairs and a ramp. It just I remember hearing how there wasn't one on the other side of the stage.
Yeah, the ramp is only on the one side of the stage.
There needs to be two.
There
But
should be two.
At least they're like, hey,
But
we
it's
know
better
people
than
who
nothing.
we know people who use canes, walkers, wheelchairs. We want them to be part of this.
Yes, and I was very adamant about it because I do have friends that use canes and wheelchairs.
You want it to be inclusive.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Everyone deserves to be cursed.
Everyone deserves a fair, equal chance to
I
be
was
cursed and impress me
honestly
with their disturbing ideas and thoughts.
I was really hoping for a someone to cosplay as Nina Alexander from Full Metal Alchemist. I was really hoping to come on stage.
Yeah.
The My Little
Surprisingly,
Pony,
has
the My
not
Little,
been in the curse cosplay contest as of
the
yet. But
the
one
My
of these
Little Pony,
days-
the My Little Pony, and the Biohazard jar was
It was very good.
It was so good.
oh,
Yeah.
Very
but
funny.
that Tony Chopper that was impressive.
Iconic, really.
It was really
the
funny.
thing that killed me was when they came on stage and I was trying to figure out how to interview them and their hand popped right out
Rice.
the side. I was like, oh, we can speak to you.
Well, I didn't realize because obviously they were completely covered by the chopper. I know who they are,
I know
I
them too.
was like, I had no idea until afterwards they came
That's
up to me and they're like, "Oh
impressive.
my gosh!" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Wait a second.
Like, that's you? Yeah.
That's impressive.
It's funny, they jump scared me every time I ran into them at Kumo. I ran into them like 2 or 3 times, and each time I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't remember you. And they're like, oh, it's me. I'm like, oh my god. I feel
No,
like,
same
really?
thing happens
Yeah.
to me every single time I see
Okay.
them too. I'm like,
Yeah,
wait a second.
Cosplayers are freaking chameleons. They're
But normally I'm pretty good at it. Like I have a pretty good facial recognition, but like this one person eludes me every time.
one day they're Hatsune Miku, next they're Ace from One Piece.
Yeah, no, and like literally it was like I ran into them and they were wearing a face mask, so I'm like, okay, if I see them again, they're probably gonna be in a face mask. They sure weren't. So that threw me. And then they were in a chopper.
But overall, how 2025 this year? I feel like it seems like you did a lot this year.
I was so busy, in a good way, but like I was busy. Yeah, so like I did the 18 plus lip sync on Friday night.
I didn't see yours. I felt like the first 3 I was like, I'm out of here. I need to get out. I'm tired.
It was late. It started at 10.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm in bed at 10.
Too
I'm
old
like-
for 10 p.m.
I mean, I'm surprised I stayed there for the whole thing on day 2, but it's Saturday. I
Yeah.
had food in my system.
Well, and literally, like, I'm just rolling off of adrenaline, and I'm trying to see my friends that are gonna go away to the other side of the country in, a number of days. So, like, if I don't sleep at all, that's fine.
You want to spend as much time with them as you can because
Yeah,
they drove all the
so-
way from like the East Coast.
They flew for 7 hours, one of them.
Jesus.
It's crazy. So yeah, like I just wanted to get the most of it, and like I decided that this year, this next decade, I'm like, I used to be in theater, I used to do a lot of stage performing. I stopped doing that because it's just hard to access, and there's, like, stuff gets in the way. It takes a lot of extra time to do that stuff just, casually, but it's like cosplay is a great way to do that again. So like, so I'm like, I met someone at Sakura Con, and both of us really hit it off. And while we watched that 18 plus lip sync together, we're cooking up ideas, and both of us were like, we're actually gonna do this, right? Like, we're not just talking about it and we're gonna forget about it. Like, we're actually gonna do this. So we did, and it happened. Was it good? I don't know. It was fun.
I mean, if you get laughs and cheers, I think that's
At the very least, we set out to make a joke, and we made the joke, and I think people got it. Or at least if you knew the characters, you got the joke.
If you don't mind,
I got the joke.
You got the joke.
What was it? If you don't mind, because I wasn't there for the whole thing.
So we did Doppio and Diavolo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So, yeah, and for anyone that doesn't know, Doppio is essentially possessed by Diavolo, so they're the same person, but they're not, and they communicate to each other via phone calls that are telepathic, but like Doppio just kind of picks up whatever, and like that's the phone that he communicates through, but like Diavolo is like evil, like he's the villain. So he's manipulating him into doing all of his dirty work. But they're essentially sharing a body. Like, it's JoJo's, So yeah, we did the whole thing to Telephone by Lady Gaga, of course. And Star and I got very ambitious because Star does drag, and I have done, performing for years. And so I'm like, I'm not a dancer, but like, we can make this funny. So,
I mean, I saw your dance number to the NSP song during the curse one.
yes, which was a lot easier to choreograph by myself and not
And then
having
you had
to
that other
link up
person.
with
then you
my
had that
friend
other
in Canada.
Oh,
Real.
Then
That's hard.
you had that yeah, that was the person you were dancing with.
Yeah, so we did just Discord calls once a week for a while, trying to get our stuff blocked out, and we practice it in person for the first time on Thursday of Kumo.
Oh, day 0. I mean,
And even
Done that before.
adding some choreography that we couldn't figure out separately because it just wasn't working until we were in the same room. So yeah.
I mean, also with the Discord chat, you're kind of like the person's webcam.
But yeah,
could
like
be
you can't interact
like,
with the other person.
well, not to mention there's a chance that it could be like a millisecond behind.
Sure,
so there's
but
like a
even
small
so, it's
delay.
like we get a general understanding, but like I don't know exactly where you're gonna be in the physical space, so like rehearsing around that is really
So if
weird.
you can get like a day or two practice in before, you're good.
Yeah. So we did run it for like a couple hours before.
Nice.
And yeah, it worked out. And then even the day, like earlier that day on Friday, it's just like, okay, we slept. Let's make sure we remember all the stuff we talked about yesterday, and then we're solid.
Nice. What about you, Consul? How was it for you? How was it? How was it for you coming back this year, and what made you want to come back?
So similar to Caz, like I come back mostly for like hanging out with friends, and the fact that it is so close and local is very convenient. It's like a quick drive across the freeway and I'm there. So that's kind of really what it is, because since we've been going to Kumori Con for so freaking long, we've kind of seen everything that Kumo has to offer, especially with a lot of the I guess, regulars that run panels or events or things of that nature. Like, this is not a Kumo problem, nor is it it's not necessarily a problem, but one thing that I personally dislike about specifically the Pacific Northwest cosplay community, is that there's a like repetitive culture in the sense of someone, as an example, someone will run a panel. There will be a cosplayer who sees that panel, likes it, and then will run something similar like the next year. And so all of the panels, events, and things just kind of end up being a lot of the same in a different font. Which
It pretty
again
much just-
is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not
It's
my
not.
personal cup of tea.
It pretty much turns. If I'm going to use anime terms, it kind of basically turns into a filler episode.
I guess. Yeah.
That's one way to put
Yeah,
it.
it becomes a lot
Like-
of the same, especially when you see a lot of the same people at a lot of the same conventions. Like if you live in the Pacific Northwest, at least 75% of your audience is also going to SoccerCon. It's also going to like Fan Expo. Is also going to, a lot of the people in this area go to a lot of the same cons.
Right.
So I see a lot of the same stuff regurgitated over and over and over again, which again, not necessarily a bad thing,
No,
just
it's-
my personal cup of tea.
No, it's not a bad thing. And as I say, there is nothing wrong with that. You are entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, so mostly with like Kumori Con specifically, what keeps me going back is just hanging out with my friends, and the fact that it is so conveniently close. Yeah, that's really kind of it. But yeah, it's and there are some things that I feel like you can do more local than traveling to different conventions, because I've traveled all over the United States.
You've been
for
all the way
different
to
conventions.
freaking Holiday Matsuri in Florida.
Yeah. So there are certain costumes that I can't fly with unless I want to drop hundreds of dollars for luggage, which I'm a broke bitch. I can't do that all the time. So
I mean, no one said this hobby was going to be cheap.
exactly. So there's certain costumes that I can only wear to conventions that are within driving distance of me. So I have like costumes on stilts that I wear, but I've only worn those to SoccerCon and PDX Metro Local Con.
Because you can drive.
Yeah. So that is also another benefit to going to Kumori Con is just the fact that there are some like bigger costumes that I just simply cannot wear to other conventions. So yeah.
No, that's completely understandable. I want to talk about the 18 plus events they had real quick, and this shocked me. So I was when I went to the 18 plus lip sync, I was like, where do I go to, like, do I have to pay or anything? Oh no, you just have to go get a stamp. But where do I go? Oh, you go to the info booth. Okay, hey, I'm here to get my stamp. Here's my ID. Where's the stamp at? And they put the black, like, oh my god, what the hell?
Yeah, the little black light.
I've never seen that. I'm just like, just like a child, like a kid when they see something for the first time and like, oh my god, this is so cool.
It's a club thing, or like a
Yeah, like 20 like clubs that are like
clubs and
bars or clubs that are like
yeah.
that. Yeah,
It's pretty standard. I will say the stamp is better than what SoccerCon does. Not to throw major shade at SoccerCon, but those stupid wristbands that they tighten, and then if you tighten them too much, it will bother you until the end of time.
Not to mention when you take it off and put it back on, it just gets all.
And if you want to do photos at SoccerCon, that stupid wristband is in every single one of your photos. And you have to try to tuck it under something, or if you can't, you just have to hope that your photographer is willing to edit it out. And they almost
it reminds me of SAC. It reminds me of SAC anime. You're giving a wristband, and you're also given a badge.
Mm-hmm.
See, like with your badge, you can just like tuck inside your cosplay or something, or just turn it around.
Yeah,
So, like I
badges
said,
are
your
easy to
badge,
get rid of.
but
Yeah,
like your badge, like if you want to like show like your arms of your cosplay or something, you have to like put one behind it or something.
like that stupid wristband is always there.
I mean,
That's
I get
one
why
thing about. Sorry.
I get why wristbands are a thing, but like you leave the con, you take it off, you put it back on, that thing's gonna look all like crinkled and just
hmm
yeah.
If you can take them off at all.
If you can,
Yeah.
yeah. I
If
mean,
you can take them
I
off
have
at
like
all.
I have like a big wrist, so I'm like I have to like bend it just to take it off.
Yeah, and I have a like major like sensitivity issues. Like I can't wear jewelry. Like I dissociate very, very, very hardcore whenever I have costumes that have like jewelry around like my wrists or my neck. Like, ugh, ugh.
Yeah,
I hate
no,
it.
me
I hate
too.
the feeling.
It's like the feeling of pressing up against like the soft part of the inside of your wrist, and that
Mhm.
like
Just don't put body paint on your arms.
Yeah. Kumori Con used to do different colored badges for adults and youth.
did.
Mhm.
I
do miss
I
that.
like that a lot, but there is always the concern of people giving
Yeah.
like younger people
Because
their
it's not
badge.
permanent. It's not permanent, so like
Yeah.
the safest
So
thing.
I
But
do get that as well.
I do miss
Oh,
that.
I guarantee people were doing that this year. It's like, oh, you have your badge. You want to go in? Here's my
I
badge.
do it to
Take it.
people.
I mean,
I do
I
it for
mean,
people, so
we
like
don't condone that on here. Just saying. But yeah, no, like I got very confused on like because I've never seen that before, and I'm like that's
Mhm.
that black light. The black light stamps are way more expensive too, and the
well that
line.
and like you have to you probably have to get it reapplied every day.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I imagine it's
Because
like
mine
probably
was
like
almost completely rubbed off by the time we did the 18 plus show. I got mine in the morning right after rehearsal was over.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was practically gone by
and
the time we
then
went into
Mhm.
or do the show.
and then
Yeah, I
day
had to get it
two,
everything too.
and I think it was day two for the cosplay cabaret. I was gonna go see that, but then it's like the line just to get your stamp was long. Like, oh, it starts right here. Oh, wait, it starts over there. All right, never mind.
Yeah.
By the way, anyone who heard me say that, I do allow one F word per episode. If you say any F words or any other like the C word or the T word, it does get bleeped out. Just saying that. But I saw that I'm like, oh, never mind. And I go upstairs and I see a line like, oh shit, never mind. And then I hear, just so you know, we're capping up the line for the 18 plus cabaret. We're capping the capacity. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. It's cosplay cabaret. I get why some people want to see it. So it also makes sense why the line had to be cut off.
hmm
'Cause,
I'm
like,
glad that they're trying to be on top of that though, because like it has not happened in the past, and then
well,
those
that
rooms get very
and that,
full.
and I
it's a
saw how big that room was for the 18 plus lip sync and the Curse cosplay contest. I'm like, yeah, I can see why you would need to because there's not a whole lot of like seats.
Mhm.
Almost, I think like maybe it's like 5, maybe 10 20 seats not taken.
but they're usually like kind of two people didn't sit right next to each other, and then it's just there's an empty seat that is unreachable.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, and like the auditorium room is not small by any means, but it's not the biggest auditorium in that convention center. So I feel like moving forward, they would definitely benefit from expanding into the full convention center.
Oh, give it time, give it money. You'll be
Yeah.
like that one side. More stairs will be
Hopefully.
available. I mean,
Yeah.
that just means more room for potential events and panels and everything. Because I know, like I said, in 2023 they had like a gaming area, the Maid Cafe, and some other thing at the Hyatt. But I
Mhm.
guess now that this con's like, hey, we got more open space. We can fully open the vendors hall and we can turn the old registration room into like the room with all the board games and the tabletops and the arcade games and everything, which I thought was really nice, honestly, instead of like how they cut half of the vendors hall in 2023 for like
Yeah, I only saw very briefly the new setup for this last year, but it was a lot more spacious, and it was
I mean,
nice
the,
to
yeah,
not have
they even got
everything
like
so, like,
they even
weirdly
got like
divided.
they even got like food
Oh, the
trucks and
food
food
trucks?
stalls.
Oh, yeah, that was
Like,
cool.
I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I didn't have money, but I thought
I
that
know
was
I
the
couldn't
coolest
eat at them,
thing.
but like I saw
I'm
them.
like, and have like they had like a bunch of tables too, which I thought was nice.
Mhm.
That was really
Big-
nice, actually. I hope they
It
Like-
honestly
did that.
kind of gave me Rose City vibes.
It did.
Like I walked into the vendors area and I was like, this feels like Rose City
Yeah.
to me.
Because they
Because
even
Rose
moved.
City set up very similar.
I like that they had a designated food area
Mhm.
this time. Because yeah, you got the dragon boat, you got the other one, and then you got like the two like the four ones that had, like the pizza and burgers, and you just see like the other vendors like the boba ones, the shaved ice, or the root beer guy. I can't remember the name, but like it was like in one designated area, which I thought was first off excellent choice. Because I remember in 2023 the root beer guy was like on the other side where they had that wall that separated the video game area.
Hmm.
Yeah, no,
Like-
it's nice to have a more like you were gonna group everything by category and not have them like randomly spread around.
Whoever decided that,
Mhm.
thank you.
Yeah, props. That was a
It's
good
like-
idea.
It's like if when I go again next year, I'm actually gonna get something. I'm gonna actually have my own money to buy something because, like, again, I was my budget was super limited this year.
Hmm.
Oh, that's why I did press. Not only because it saved me, which I didn't. I don't do press just to get them for free, but like it saves money, and I definitely put in the work when I work with press because
Hmm.
it can get busy. I mean, you guys know what's like working with or for con. It can get pretty busy, and there are times where like, and this brings me to the next one: budget. What was the budget for you guys like? Starting with you, Kaz.
I mean, this one was kind of like a casual budget. Like I could spend money if I needed to. I definitely was good food wise. I was really bad about eating during the con.
I
but
mean,
that's a
aren't
different
we all?
story.
we're I think we're all bad about not eating when we should
Well,
eat.
and
but
like
it's
me physically, like I do actually get ill if I'm overstimulated and I try to eat. So, that's why I'm bad about eating is because it's either eat or it's either be hungry or be sick, and I'd rather be hungry. So, yeah, but it was fine. And like we had a stocked hotel room. I did have a hotel for this con because again, my friends were coming to visit.
same. Show of
So
hands who had a
it
hotel
was-
this year.
Yeah. And it just helps when we're doing a bunch of, main events so we can just walk back to the hotel and like take a breather.
Oh,
And before we went to the 18 plus lip sync, I did need to take a good like 3 hour decompression before.
that's
was
pretty much
so
what
nice.
that's pretty
Yeah.
much what I did. I just
Yeah.
like, okay, we have a break before our next interview. Let's go back to the hotel, have some pocky, make some
Yeah.
make some tacos, drink some water,
Yeah.
lay down. All
So
right,
nice.
15
But
minutes before we have to go interview this special guest. Okay, let's go back.
No, and I feel bad because I normally do a lot of shopping at Kumo.
Yeah, you
I
said
just
doo-doo.
didn't have any time. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I had to.
But no, like I didn't have much time to go in that vendor hall at all because I was so busy. So when we finally did get in there, it was Sunday. For
Almost
the
everything's
first
pretty much
time,
gone.
and like not everything was gone, but I'm just tired and
It was packed
I
on
was
Sunday.
overstimulated again, and just like, and then I keep running into people that I want to chit chat with, and it's like, well, now I don't want to be in here anymore. So like,
I'm tired of this,
so
Grandpa.
I didn't buy anything, but yeah, Grandpa got tired and we needed to leave. But I do love that Kumo does really pull forward when it comes to having a really cool, very unique artist alley. They have a lot of applications for the past like couple years.
I heard a lot of people
like,
were like
over
waitlist.
1,000 people.
Yeah, a lot of people
have
were
applied.
waitlisted this year.
But like they use that to their benefit because they usually have a really really cool variety of stuff in there that most cons will have the same old where it's like here's a print artist, here's a keychain artist, here's like but like Kumori Con.
Here's someone selling body pillowcases.
Oh my god! Don't even get me started on this.
I haven't seen any body pillowcases since 2023.
I'm triggered. But no, like they have like apparel in droves. They have like the tea place is always really cool. Lots of like you know, a leather shop, you know, a couple of them even this year. There's like the jewelry stand that does all like the custom made like silver and pewter stuff. Like there's so much. So it's you know, I appreciate that they utilize the fact that they get so many to not just pick the same old artists every time, but like they actually do make it worth your while to go in there and shop.
Oh no, I saw this one. They were like selling like Japanese, like modern Japanese attire. I'm like, I wanted to buy it, but it's like if I had the money, I would have especially spent $80 on that.
Yeah.
Console, budget wise, what was it like for you this year?
Well, okay, so there's this booth every year that is at a lot of Pacific Northwest events, and me and this booth artist have the same, and I mean exact same interests. Like, if you took my brain and made art, that is what this booth looks like. I kid you not. And so every single time I see them, they always have like 10 new things that I'm just like, let me just have these. So, and of course, I like beelined it to their booth. Do I remember what their booth name is? Absolutely not. Do I recognize them every single time? Absolutely. Because they're just so ingrained in my brain, like their art style. And so I know exactly what their booth looks like, and they always have new stuff every single time I see them, and it's always amazing, and it's always everything that I just am hyper fixating on at the moment. And so, well, what's funny is there was a print that they had for sale, and it was actually my phone backdrop I used their art as reference for one of the characters that I was cosplaying, because I couldn't find like a specific angle of the character. So I was like, okay, well, let me see how different like fan artists like interpret like this angle in order to get like my costume finished in time. And it was their art, and I set it as the background of my phone. So when I saw it as a print that they had at the convention, I was like, yeah.
How much was the print, if you can remember to know?
Oh, I don't remember. It was probably somewhere around like $25, $30. I don't remember.
That's honestly not bad, because I know some prints printed on like the level of detail and the artist. First off, fuck AI.
Real.
I'm so glad that this con straight up banned any AI, I'm not even say artist, AI.
I know, it's so dumb that this even has to be a conversation, but like,
for real.
We here on this channel are very anti-AI. I get why people use it, but me personally, call me old-fashioned. I rather either commission someone or do it myself.
Especially for art.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to just say that we support artists, and but yeah, AI can sorry, not sorry.
For real. But yeah, so I always make sure I set aside a little bit of money specifically for that one booth, because I know whenever I see them, they're always going to have new stuff that I'm going to enjoy. And so I always try to set aside at least a little bit of money per con, because you never know, you might find something really cool. So, and I did.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of collecting things, because I got to show it.
Oh
badge
yeah,
ribbons.
Yeah.
bad ribbons.
The badge. Oh my God! Have you guys seen that video? It was on a Facebook group, and I think it was on Instagram, where they're doing the badge ribbon drop, and there was that
Was
one
it at
that's like,
Dragon Con?
no, it was here at Kumo.
The one from Kumo. Okay.
Yeah, they let people go into like the third floor to do the badge ribbon drop, and oh my God, one literally looked like it was like 20, 30 feet
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
of badge ribbons. I don't know if that was what they collect. I imagine that's what they collected at this con.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
No,
I
like
saw,
the ribbon culture has really exploded over here, and
I've like,
Yeah.
I saw the video. Like they were doing the badge ribbon drop because they were on the third floor. One person, their badge ribbons literally just fell
Mm-hmm.
down, and then the one person dropped them. Like it just kept on going to where like was covering that one opening on the second floor.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
Yeah.
insane. Like I
If
maybe got
you,
like maybe like a foot and a half of so worth of badge ribbon.
yeah,
But,
if you ever go to like a true ribbon con, like
Like
ALA or
Yeah.
Dragon Con or whatever, they have
Dragon Con's on my list.
specific. Yeah, they have specific ribbon stations where they have volunteers that are working for the convention, and their sole purpose is to sew your badge ribbons together.
I
Like
will
that is
remember
their
that.
sole purpose at
Yeah.
the
That
convention.
is-
And
that
they
is
just
so
sit there for
cool.
hours, and they have a huge line of people with massive rolls of ribbons, and they just sew them.
Which
Oh,
And then you
God.
get you get the ribbon for going to the badge ribbon sewing station.
God, I
Yeah.
can't imagine just that one person sewing like 10 feet. Like
I
I don't
would
mind
lose
do
my
I don't mind doing this, but fuck you.
I would lose my mind. I mean, bless them for doing it because it's great. I almost lost my ribbons at Kumo because we had to walk to the con center on Saturday in the rain.
Oh yeah, rain.
And we
like,
only
it-
had one umbrella, and the umbrella needed to go to my person carrying the fragile stuff that should not get wet.
Oh,
so
no.
yeah, so my
no,
my
yeah,
ribbons
the
got wet. I
rain
found
was-
them, and I
rain was
located
bad
them, and
on
I hot
Tuesday.
glued them back to my badge.
The rain was so, and like
It
everyone
was only
was
Saturday morning. Like, thankfully, we got really lucky. I
We
thought
did.
it was gonna be worse.
Oh God, I definitely want to. I think I'm going to pass out bad ribbons, and I know which ones I'm going to have done. It's the as I say it, the cosplay veteran. Basically, if you've been cosplaying for 10 plus years, here's your badge ribbon in honor for
That's good,
cosplaying
yeah.
for over 10 plus years.
So
you were old.
yeah, my one of the people that was helping me with the Curse cosplay contest went and bought from, I think it was Marco, the ribbon supplier, where you
Marco
can
Polo.
just buy random excess ribbons. So these are like whatever. It's just corporate, dumb, corny jokes. Just bought a whole bunch of them for super cheap to give out after the Curse cosplay contest. And it was so cringy and funny. Because I was supposed to make some for the cosplay contest. I lost track of time and I couldn't get them ordered in time.
I think we all lost
I
track
was
of time.
so
just with,
busy
like-
trying to organize multiple things and rehearsing and
Mhm.
multiple things.
At least you also had consoles help too.
Yeah, but like when it came to organizing the thing, I did 95% of the work.
Yeah, I
What
was
about the other-
just
The
there
console
for
was
vibes.
judging.
What
I'm
about-
like,
what
you
about the
have
other-
like
what
two
about-
tasks, and that's
What about the other 5%?
the other 5% was like helping me advertise, which is just like, hey, spam this shit everywhere, please.
Shout out to the people who help with that, because I know Wasabi Usagi helps you, I believe.
Yeah, Usagi helps me. I had my I had a co-host this year, like officially. That's Roxy. Roxy's great. Roxy does like, I think they do stand up.
Weren't
but,
they
like,
the Ash and
actually
Austin Powers
does-
cosplayer?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
so Roxy is kind of a local cryptid in the sense that like she's the one that does the Pepe Sylvia meme with the billboard that goes to a lot of cons, and like
They also
do-
did the Chucky. They also
they,
did the Chucky
they
Cheese
won
one.
my first year contest by a landslide, because I'm like, there's no fucking way we can't give that first place.
I
because
mean,
it's so
I
weird.
saw their
Cool.
billboard at Kumo in 2023. I'm like, the fact
Yeah,
they were
so,
carrying
like-
that thing.
So
I almost
that's
didn't
how we
recognize
got-
them either because they were doing
Yeah.
like Chuck E. Cheese the day before.
Yeah, so like they're pretty iconic in that regard. So they actually were doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes which was supposed to be for Kumo, but like it didn't quite work out timing wise, but we have more stuff to post later once we get that finished officially, and hopefully we get it approved at SakuraCon, because then I can also show it at SakuraCon.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but yeah, having their help was nice, but when it came to the actual organization of stuff, the only other 5% is really the award making, and that goes to Bugchamp Siri for using her 3D printer and decorating and doing all of that with
that
and
was
stuff.
They
so
were
clever.
They're so bad, and
They
it's
were.
great. Like they were extra.
Shout out to Bug,
Yeah,
Roxy,
we love
and
Bug.
Usagi. And
Yeah,
then and then your friend who was filming it too, the one who
and
was cosplaying
Sarah's,
as
yeah,
was cosplaying Mira from
the meme. And then also Mina, who was helping me get footage. We had a big team this year, so there was the 3 judges, which was Consul, Zero, Shojoshi Cosplay, and then
Great
Neos, which is
his
Nolan.
Dark Magician. Great person, by the way. If anyone ever
I
gets
love
a chance
Nolan.
to meet him,
Yeah.
his Dark Magician Yuki is always the best, and it's also very fitting
So
for
good.
the contest.
I know. The second I needed a third, I'm like, I have to ask him.
I mean, he's a great person.
He's great. Yeah.
Speaking of Console, what was it like judging the Cursed Cosplay Contest compared to a normal cosplay contest? Because I know you've done a lot of judging and hosting.
Well, because I did the first Cursed Cosplay Contest year. I judged that one as well, and that was way different than it was this year, which is fine. Again,
which is fine. I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, that was crazy. But it was nice having like kind of a criteria in a way. Like there was no actual like. How do I explain this?
Well, here's the thing, and this is kind of, I'm gonna give you guys something. You can use it. You cannot use it. I don't care. But like, figure out a plan amongst yourselves and stick to the plan. I do have to preemptively apologize because I had to rush that show so hard, because we went from an hour panel to only a 45-minute panel because they didn't let people in until 1 o'clock when we started. I didn't tell them to do that, but I was busy.
I noticed the panels they were starting in that room specifically. They were starting late.
And at any point they could have asked anyone on my team, like, "Hey, can we start letting people in preemptively?" Because
when are the doors open?
In until like I was only supposed to have 15 minutes of prep time. I snuck in right after the other panel had left and just got to it. So I took 30 minutes of prep time, but because they didn't come to find me or find anyone else on my team to get the okay to let people start seating until 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
I'm like, why are people not in here yet? It's 1 o'clock. Oh my god! And so, I'm like, get them in the room. And the line was so long. The line was so long. It took them 15 minutes.
Oh, I saw how long the line.
I was waiting backstage, ready to go, just like waiting on the stairs. Like, okay, I'm gonna come out.
I know there were some people who were
still coming, and they're still coming, and they're still coming, and they're still coming. And I'm like, great, now we have to really speed through this. But like,
I know there were some people that were ADA. Especially like in the 18 plus lip sync one, there were some people who were ADA who couldn't really, like this one person, I feel so bad for them, that they had a cane and they couldn't really turn, so they were like asking if they could just at least go up front and wait, because some people who were ADA were let in before the others because
they should be. Yeah, that's how that should go. But I'm not in charge of the lines. That's not my business. I just run the event. I guess in just chalk it up to miscommunication, but they could have at least like someone at least somebody could have came in 10 minutes prior and found either myself or someone else that is working with me and could have gotten their
anyone
answer.
Backstage. Like
literally
even if
anyone.
they didn't know what you looked like
just
specifically,
literally anyone
backstage would have pointed them in your direction.
You could have yelled. Like yes. Like,
Yeah.
so that was just something that
Just-
the person running the line did not communicate with me. So
It
like, it's
reminds
not my
me-
personal fault, but like I had to work around it. So I felt
Yeah.
really bad because Zero after the fact was like, I have one note, slow down. I'm like, I am so sorry. I did it on purpose because we had to go.
It went quick.
It did, and I'm
Real
so
quick.
sorry, but like that's just
I mean-
kind of what had to happen.
But I mean,
You
it's
work-
the first cosplay contest.
You know
In
what?
my
It doesn't
opinion, it's
really
all about
matter.
vibes anyway.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if I'm going to say this, nothing, and I mean nothing, ever goes planned at a con. Even
No.
your most smooth run cons, there's
Yeah.
always going to be some type of, whether it's, panels with the guests, regular
Well,
panels,
yeah.
cosplay
And
contest,
this
or
one,
like,
yeah, kind of scared me a little bit because I'm like, I know that I'm pushing the parameters of what should and could happen in a panel because it
but
was.
you both
panel.
did good, but then you both have experience in panels and hosting and judging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like obviously I was able to use that to my benefit, but like everyone that I have on my team, I'm like, if I tell you to do something, you're gonna do it, and if you don't know how, you're gonna figure it out on your own. Like that I did not have to worry about, and that's why I work with the people that I do, because I have stage mode. I have stage mode of just I am fully dialed in, and I'm going to be
Well, I mean, you're
short
also
with
a
you,
theater
and I'm
kid, too,
going
so-
to be, really like straight to the point. If you don't have something to tell me right the second you need to move, like it's just that part of my brain turns on, and that's just what happens. But
I
it's
mean,
like, this is how we run the show.
Didn't you say you were a theater kid too?
Yes.
So that's where that kind of stemmed from. Like, you've had the experience
Oh yeah.
of running basically a production, and you want to make sure things are the way they are, or it's either
Yeah,
well,
and I've
we're
done.
just gonna
and-
we're just gonna keep on going with the plan, or we're just gonna fucking improvise.
Yeah. So, and I've run an actual cosplay contest, kind of. So,
You've only been doing this for three.
having
You've
that
only been doing this for 3 years.
yeah.
no biggie. Yeah.
So, this is like, it's still like the casual version of that, but I still have an agenda. I
That's
still have
casual.
my thing to stick to, because at this point I'm like, this is going to be very different than what anyone has expected from this panel, because I want to get it to a main event. Like, I do want that, and I think we can, and I think it has a good contender to do that even this next year, considering what I was able to do this year.
Oh, I hope to see it in 2023.
I hope so. I'm gonna be very relentlessly emailing them about that.
Mhm.
It's definitely
want-
coming back. It
This is what the
definitely
people
feel
want.
It's what the people want.
Did any of you get to meet any of the special guests or anything this year as well?
I sure didn't.
I was wanting to. I was wanting to talk to Todd Habercorn. I never got a chance to, just only because he's been to Kumori Con a million times, like back when it was a hotel con. He was like a regular every year at Kumo when it was back in the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a very, very, very cursed photo of him somewhere on my computer of him in a box kind of thing. So I had it was like my second cosplay ever. Like, so this was like 2010, 2011 kind of thing. And it's like a box made out of insulation foam that was like painted. But it was painted to look like a jail cell that I like strapped to my body. It was wild when I was like some weird thing, but it was like I was fully encased, looked like a jail cell. Long story short, I wanted his autograph because he voices the main character in D. Gray Man, which is my favorite series of all time. Again, old series back when he was coming to Kumo a lot. But that box thing was from D. Gray Man, and I wanted him to sign it. So I have a photo of him inside of my box, like signing his name, and I just wanted to show him that because I thought it was funny. But yeah, that box no longer exists anymore, but I have like a cutout of his autograph of the insulation foam
You
piece.
had to, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but it's a very, very cursed photo, and I think that was like 2010. I actually think I have it like within grabbing distance. 1 second.
Todd was speaking of the guest interview. The guest this year was just impressive.
Look at that. There it is.
Nice.
But yeah, 2011.
Oh God, yeah.
9/5/11. But that's Todd Habercorn's signature I got right there.
Amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, the guests were the one guest I was really surprised when I saw him. Like, all right, I might as well add him to the list. I don't know if it's It was like it was a little too late because I forgot to mention it. It's like, oh, okay, I got approved. Sweet. Guess we're interviewing Adam Crowsdale. I was surprised they got him. That's a pretty big name in the voice acting community.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from Final Fantasy 15 as Ignis to Batman Ninja to like every other thing he's been in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, what's that name? Blood of Zeus, where he voices Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also seeing all the like Kieran Strange and all the others was pretty nice. And Todd Habercorn. I didn't realize how red Todd's beard was until I got to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, I just didn't have the time. But there's always next time.
Yeah, like besides some of these like bigger names that come out, like Adam Crosdale, a lot of them do make their rounds most every year, if not every other year. So it's like
I've noticed that. Like, Kieran was saying that he frequents, and Todd said
Kieran's been at like every Kumo.
Yeah, even Todd was saying. Todd was saying that like he's made his rounds too.
Yeah.
Both Kieran and they both were saying that they like Kumo's pretty much like their go-to. I know that, or they'll frequent like Anime Los Angeles or Anime Frontier that's going on next year.
Yeah.
Or this year, I think. Cosplays now. One of my favorite parts about these panels.
Same.
Caz. I mean, that's pretty much what this series was built on. The series was built on was cosplay and conventions. Caz, cosplays you did. Because I know I asked you what your one was with the whole freaking donkey
my super
thing.
obscure.
Oh God! If you guys want to see the interview of where I'm pretty much just on the floor laughing, I don't know what it is about Kumo, but Kumo has been the con so far from 2023 and this year that's literally made me freaking break down laughing. Because with Jonathan Young and Caleb Hiles, with none like Joshua, and your guys' interviews as well, I'm just like, no other. I'm waiting for the day that another con makes me just fall on the floor. I'm waiting where I'm fully on the floor laughing because of the moment.
Hopefully it comes. Yeah, so besides my super obscure dumb joke D&D character cosplay, what did I do? I did cosplay on Thursday. It was mostly Genu from K-pop Demon Hunters. I also did that on Sunday just because it's comfortable and I was tired.
Fair.
Friday I did a vampire law from One Piece to match with my friend who was doing Luffy, and then that was the night that we changed into Doppio and Diablo. Literally just for the 18 plus lip sync because I was so tired. Dead. So yeah, like that was a really long day leading up to the actual event. So I'm like, I need to go disassociate for a couple hours, and then we can change, go do the show, and then immediately go back to the hotel and go to sleep. So then Saturday was the Curse cosplay contest. So I was my Night King Arthur, which you did get footage at least of the performance, but that was with that's from Fire Force. So, and the thing is,
and I do like my friend Potato Senpai on their YouTube channel. They have the full video of that.
Oh, perfect.
I'll send you.
I do have it myself because I was getting footage of it, but yeah.
It's always good to get more footage.
It's good to get more footage, different angles, perhaps. But yeah. So the joke is that Arthur is so deep in delusion that he thinks he is a knight, but he also thinks he's a king. So he just puts them together. But like his power is derivative of how deeply he feels his delusion. So like the more he believes that he is a knight/king, the stronger he is.
And you said his name is Arthur?
His name is Arthur, and he
Of
literally
course.
fights a man named Dragon in Fire Force, and it's the funniest shit ever. I love Fire Force. I love
I
it so
can't.
much. It's
I have
so
yet
good.
to watch it, but it's on my list of many
I'd
other
say
animes that
I'd say it's worth reading over watching, as most things are. I didn't have a choice. I had to finish reading it because season 3 was a fleeting hope and a dream when I got into Fire Force. That was 5 years ago. So I read it and it's amazing. But like it's such a silly such a silly series. But yeah, so as soon as I was like, okay, this is my costume, is my performance song gonna be? And then
freaking NSP.
that one came up on my playlist at some point. I'm like, oh, that's the one.
I mean, it's very fitting, especially when you were riding around on your donkey on a stick.
And I borrowed that donkey and that at least the wig from Usagi because they had cosplayed Arthur before, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I don't want to make anything, but silver has to be in the Curse cosplay contest because he was in last year, and it was so funny. And I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna keep bringing him back. In what form? In what way? I don't know, but
See,
he
next
will be
year-
a staple forever.
Next year, you got to do JoJo's Part 7 then.
There you go. Yeah,
I'm just saying, bring him back
it's
next
right
year.
there. I know.
It's right there.
It's right there.
Because that's what I did for the Soccer Con 18.
I know.
Thing.
And that's how I became friends with Star, who I did the show with this year, was because I'm like, I know them. And they're like, oh my god, they're killing me with these Part 7 cosplays.
And since we like to,
we came up with that
I
choreography
know.
on day 0 of Soccer Con.
I know. I was talking to Zero about it.
that. So so you said it was part of your playlist. Again, Ninja Sex Party, Dan Avidan, great person.
I was originally going to do Welcome to My Parents' House with a different character. I'm saving
Wait,
that
well,
one.
is it also by NSP?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a good one.
Again,
I couldn't think of a good character, and then the Arthur idea came up, and I'm like, you know what? We'll table it.
Great song, great
Yeah.
band, Dan Avidan, great person.
Yeah,
I highly
I
recommend
love
watching
I
him
love
and Aaron.
Danny Sexbang and Ninja Brian.
Ninja Frank. I know some cosplayers this year. They were vendors. They were both cosplaying as Dan and Brian.
Hell yeah.
Also,
Hell yeah.
speaking of mangas, since we like to talk about other stuff, another recommendation, like you said, with Fire Force. Anyone watching, I highly recommend reading this one.
Oh, I've watched the anime for that. I like it a lot.
I haven't, but I can add
The
it to my
manga
ever-growing
is
list.
the manga is so much darker than the anime. They switch so much in the anime.
Oh, really? Okay, I'll definitely have to read it then. Because I watched the anime and I really enjoyed the anime. So
Well,
if it's a lot darker, then I'm sure I'll like it.
Well, I mean, it's like what they did with Bleach. They changed so much from the manga.
Oh yeah.
And it's like what most manga will do. It's like, oh, we can't add that. Let's change it.
Yeah, like the interpretations always seem to be so
But
drastic.
you can
Not always, but like
you can find it. I mean, I got that. My ex got that for me at our local Barnes and Noble because they had I was looking through the manga section, like, okay, which one catches my? Ooh, this was the one based off Sherlock Holmes. Let's read it. Oh, we're almost on the last chapter because there's it's four chapters. Like, yeah, it's so good though. I highly recommend reading it. It's again a definitely a different take on Sherlock Holmes' number one arch nemesis for sure. Consul, who did you cosplay? Because I know we were talking about it, and I actually finally watched that anime based on the character you were cosplaying as.
On Saturday, the one when we did the interview.
like Zonka.
Yeah, Zonka from Literal Trash.
Yeah.
The chokehold that Zonka has on me right now. He's
so
just
good.
a little guy.
He is a little guy.
He's
Just a little
he's such a badass, and just the animosity between him and Rudo is fucking hilarious.
I love him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did Ghostblade from To Be Hero X on Friday. That was my Friday cosplay. I highly, highly recommend To Be Hero X. I think it is very, very good.
Crunchyroll or
Yeah. Yep. You can
okay.
you can find it on Crunchyroll.
I'll just add it to the other list of anime because I've never heard of that.
Um,
I've
very
been
good.
recommended that by a couple people too, so
if you were to see my
I'm
list
watching it
of, like,
after I finish Gachiakuta, which I'm like a couple episodes away from being done.
I
Yeah.
can't even pronounce that name, so I just go by what it actually means. This is literal garbage.
Correct, yeah.
That's fair.
But yeah, it's very good. 10 out of 10, recommend. It's about like a corrupt hero society.
Ooh,
I won't
all
get
right.
like super into details, but I really like it. And I think the power system within it is very unique. But yeah, so he's mega edgelord. His name's Ghostblade. Of course, he's an edgelord. But I think one of the funniest things that happened that day is I've got this mask that completely covers like my face, and I'm head to toe in just black with like some gold accents. So I'm and like I got like this big like billowing cape and everything. So very dramatic looking outfit, and he's got this mask and this kind of collar situation going on. I was dissociating hardcore because I couldn't eat or drink anything all day, because this mask was just on like so secured on my face. Like I could not take it off without removing like my wig and everything. Like it was crazy.
Kind of like Darth
But
Vader's helmet, where you have to like take each individual piece off.
yeah, so it was crazy. So I was like just walking around the con, and someone said I was aura farming. And I was like,
I mean, you were cosplaying an edgelord, so to speak, so that makes sense.
I was like, I am actually just dissociating, but that's hilarious.
I'm gonna use that as a disassociation
I started using it
term.
the whole rest of the con.
I'm not disassociating. I'm aura farming. Put that on a
It's not
t-shirt.
resting bitch face. It's aura farming.
It was
Put that
it
on a
was so
t-shirt
funny.
now.
Like it was so funny.
It's so good.
But yeah, so that was my Friday cosplay. My Saturday cosplays, plural, was I started off the day as Zonka from Gachiakuta. I love. So there's something about pathetic men. I just love them.
Oh God.
I love him. He's good. What can I say? I was gonna make a dirty joke, but I
If it's not appropriate for the channel, I mean, I can bleep it out, but that's gonna take a lot of Moogle Kupo noises.
yeah, no, we'll leave it at that. But and then I changed into Maid Borrow from Blue Lock, which I explained, I think, in the interview where there's a scene, where the main characters imagine him as a maid in a maid outfit. So that is specifically what I did, was borrow in a maid outfit. And then I switched and I changed back into Zonka for the latter half of the day when we did the interview. And then Sunday, I was Mama Valak from Welcome to Demon School Irumakun, which one of the main characters, her mom and her family all have like these neon green hair, and they're just so bubbly and bright.
I
So
saw you do the still pose. I saw photos of you doing still poses.
Yeah. So yeah, we did a group of like specifically that character's family. Usagi was actually in our group as like that main character girl named Clara. Yeah, so I was Mama Valak, and then we had a couple other people as like the other siblings, and yeah, it was fun. That was my lineup. Very comfortable because I got to wear slippers on the last day.
I mean, hey, if you can wear comfy shoes,
Yeah.
that's. But no, Gachiakta. I honestly, like I said, I remember where I left off at. It was right. I think it's right after they leave that town where everyone like paints.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know exactly where you're at.
It's right where they go to that one. Have you seen it, Kaz? How far are you along?
I think I watched like episode 8, so I'm
So
slowly making my way through.
Okay,
they're
I will not.
fighting. I think that's during the Raiders fight.
Yeah, it's like right
Yeah.
after.
Oh, when
I
they're
didn't
fighting.
know that.
Yeah.
When they're fighting. What's his? I can't remember his name. He has like the
Jabber.
dreads.
With the dreadlocks.
Jabber.
God, that
Yeah,
scene. I will just watching that. Like this. Like you said, it heavily so much reminds me of when I was watching the fuck it has the character, one of the characters' name is Black Star.
Oh, Soul Eater.
Soul Eater.
I was watching that scene, that fight scene with between Jabber, Rudo, and Zonka, and just like that whole scene with Jabber just injecting himself and everything, and just that crazy face, like, oh my god, it reminds me so much of Soul Eater.
Yeah. No, it's a good series. I like it a lot.
And I've seen a lot more people cosplaying. Mainly Zonka. I've seen a lot of people cosplay.
Yeah.
He's
the best play.
And some Rudo. And I saw one I can't remember the girl's name, but she has like the giant
Rio?
scissors. Yeah, I
Yeah.
seen like one person cosplay her on Instagram.
I have 2 more cosplays that I'm actively working on from the series, and that's Tamsi and Folo. I don't think you guys have met Tamsi yet, where you're in the series. Well, Wayne would have. He's the one with the crazy hair, and he's got the long, like dark blue bits, and then the like blonde up on top, and he's got the very, very, very long sleeves.
There's one character the only character I would cosplay. I can't remember his name, but he was like a father to Rudo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know exactly.
I'm drawing a blank.
I can't remember his name, but it's like I saw this, like, you know what? That looks very simple and very doable.
Yeah.
When I cosplay, it's like, are they simple? Yes. Are they easy? Also, yes. Do I also have a fixation for cosplaying badass father figures? Yes. It's why Orin's been on my cosplay list since I played Final Fantasy X back in 2005.
Father figures is apparently 35 somehow.
It's badass father figures that are like old grumpy men, but they're like such badasses. So why Kenpachi Zaraki someday, and Jiraiya. So that's
his dad's Recto. I remember
Recto. Just like the brief moment we were introduced to, and then Rudo's plan to get back. I have some theories about Rudo, but but yeah, that whole and seeing those giant garbage monsters and everything, like,
they're pretty cool.
Oh, so good. And the guy with the umbrella, I can't remember his name either.
Engine. If I did cosplay anybody, it'd be it.
I would say Engine would be.
That's me coded.
Yeah, it is.
And like I also like how each of them has their own custom gas masks too and everything.
You gotta get on that so that we can do a photo shoot together.
I mean,
all right, the boss.
I'll do Recto. I just need to find someone who would want to cosplay as Rudo.
See, everyone keeps pointing at me to do Rudo, and I'm like never the main character and never some snotty kid. Like, I don't like Rudo is an okay pro tag, but like I don't like him personally like a lot.
I get his reason for wanting revenge.
Yeah, no, like he's totally justified. I just like as my like typical like my typecast character, he's not that at all.
The scene where he uses a freaking plunger to attack. Oh, God. I'm sorry. One is like, I didn't know what he was flinging at Zonka, and then he's like, it just made me bust up laughing.
Yeah.
You got attacked by a plunger with shit on it.
Yeah, and the Engine poking fun of them in the entire drive out to home base. I'm like, nope, that's me coded. Like, you're gonna do something stupid, I'm gonna laugh at you.
Oh God, so good. So finally, I mean, I didn't really cosplay. I did like a mashup between Mario and Luigi. And then, well, then I should just say on day 2, I was gonna borrow a friend's cosplay, but it's just I felt so weird and overstimulated wearing the one cosplay from Demon Slayers. Like, it was just so like the idea of wearing it was awesome, but then it's like I wear it, it's like okay, take this off. I can't. It's just so flowy and just. So I opted to wear their Megumi cosplay from Jujutsu Kaisen, and I wear my Luigi hat. So basically, if Luigi was part of the JJK universe, so it fit, it worked. I definitely need a cosplay next year.
It's hard to do when you're working the whole time, but like,
oh, like I found a cosplay for next year I can do.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna
there's
do
casual options.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my take on Buggy from One Piece. I found everything I need. I found the red the red and white striped shirt. I found the socks he wears, the pants thing. I found leather white fingerless gloves. I'm gonna need someone's help to do the makeup because there's no way I can do that myself. I'm probably gonna shave my mustache, shave this down a bit, temporarily dye it blue, and I found a blue lace front wig that I'm gonna put in a short ponytail.
Nice.
That works.
It's simple, it's easy, and I can move around while also doing what I do for the cons.
Yeah, that's what's really important, especially if you're working at the con.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Do not overdress if you are working.
No, I've gotten to the point where I just like if the con can let me do press, it's like okay, we got to find a cosplay that I can like move around in and not be, So back to you, Kaz. Overall, how was con for you? For you?
I mean, for me personally, this Kumori Con was the best con of my year. For other, personal reasons, again, seeing my friends and whatnot, and this is the time that I get to see them. Not like I didn't get to see some of them at SakuraCon, but SakuraCon was weird for different reasons that I won't get into, but like, for the most part, like, I did not have any issues with this con personally. The only thing that maybe possibly went wrong was the weird stuff around my panel, but just their lack of communication with me. But I did some things that, kind of eased that out a little bit. So like it could have been worse. And there's really the only one complaint of, hey, they should have been putting people in my panel room earlier, and have asked me earlier than when they did. But besides that, like, everything went smoothly once, like, even the weather cooperated for the most part. Like, we only got seriously rained on like Saturday morning and like late on Friday. So like, it was.
That's what happens when a con. Yeah. That's what happens when you have a con in, like October, November.
Yeah, especially in the PNW. Both of our anime cons are in that, like, it could rain a lot or it could not. We don't know. It's just going to be a gamble. This year we got lucky with both cons, and they didn't really rain either Sakura or Kumo. We'll see if that keeps, the momentum up. But
knock on wood.
No, like I really had a good Kumori Con this year. And I didn't hear about a lot of stuff that happened that was weird either, because normally even if I don't experience it, I hear about it. But yeah, like, it was pretty smooth sailing for the most part, at least in my corner.
Nice. I mean, it's been like what, 18, 19 days, like over 2 weeks now, since almost 3 weeks now. Since
it's been a minute. So yeah, if anything would have come up, I feel like I would have heard about it by now.
Oh yeah, no. Consul, same question. And overall, how was it for you?
Overall, it was pretty good. I didn't really have too much planned this con. I usually do try to do a panel or a performance or something at Kumori Con, but this year I just kind of was super chill, especially because I had 3 new costumes this convention, so I was like, I'm not going to focus really on anything else other than getting these outfits done. So yeah, it was pretty chill for me when the time for the actual convention came around. And I didn't even con crunch that bad either, which is kind of a miracle.
You know what? I'm proud of you. That is
Thank you, because That's the first time in a long time I haven't done some major con crunch. Like, I got to actually rest the night before the convention. And it's like, it's a Christmas miracle.
I mean, con crunch is no joke because I remember I've heard stories from both of you about con crunching.
Yeah, and I'm notoriously bad at con crunching. Mine and Zero's JoJo Part 7 outfits, I made both of those the night before a convention, all in one day. But I got it done.
God, it reminds me of hearing this cosplayer
Yeah.
who, like, I remember this one cosplayer interviewed. They were cosplaying as Loot from season 2 of Hazbin Hotel, and they even did like the golden arm. And she told me she did that within a week. With the wings, the arm, the halo. I'm like, you did that in a week?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the hell? How?
I think 2 full JoJo cosplays in one day is my record for fastest builds.
Jeez.
Whereas my
What's-
record is Giorno, which is also a JoJo cosplay, but I still took 2 weeks, and even that feels so monumentally fast.
I can see why you're taking time with Maester Seymour.
Like, especially for my comp builds, like Mephisto took me like 8 months, which is
Isn't Mephisto
unheard
from
of for me,
Blue
but, like,
Exorcist?
yeah. So that was for
Okay.
Rose City, and that it was just so many pieces, and it was
Yeah.
like, so much tailoring and so much hand sewing, and so like that took
I've
me
noticed
so
that people go
long.
all out for. I've noticed people go all out for Rose City when it comes to comp
It's
pieces.
masters level competition. That's why.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Kumo doesn't have categories, huh?
They do. They do.
Oh, they do.
I just
okay.
wasn't in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can only
Yeah.
do so many
But
competitions.
I've noticed
like-
that definitely like
Yeah.
with Kumo, yes, there's like a lot of cosplayers who will enter master, but like Rose City is like everyone will come from all parts of the world to compete in Rose City because Rose City is technically the biggest convention here in the Pacific Northwest aside from FanX.
Emerald City is.
Oh well,
But they're a crown. Yeah.
I mean in Oregon. I know Emerald
In
City
Oregon,
is
yes. Emerald City
but-
is a crown championship qualifier though, so like if people
Mhm.
don't want to go through that, they'll usually go to Rose.
I can't wait to check out ECC. I
Yeah.
will never do FanX because that is a winter con, and me don't want to travel during winter.
That is fair.
Yeah.
I go because I'm close enough, but
Like-
I got snowed out a couple years ago and couldn't make it at all.
And
one time.
I just felt bad for anyone who tried to go to Fan Expo last year with the bad weather and getting stuck or almost in a car crash.
Yeah.
That's why me no do winter cons. As much as I would like to go to SAC Anime Winter or Fan Expo, it's just I don't want to risk flying and then being told, "Oh yeah, your flight's being canceled," because I already dealt with that with my Greyhound almost getting stuck in Portland
Mhm.
this time around. That was not fun.
Yeah.
But overall, console, you had a good time though.
Yeah, it was pretty chill. I was cosplaying from 2 relatively new fandoms, so it was a little bit weird. I've never been, I guess, that quote unquote ahead of the curve when it came to cosplays. So I was like one of 5 cosplayers from both Gachiakta and To Be Hero X. So it was a very bizarre, very small community. But not because it was something like
Not because
obscure.
it was niche. Yeah.
Yeah, which is normally what
I
it
know.
is for me. It's normally because it's niche, but so it was a very unique experience having a lot of people recognize who I was, but there being very few of us actually cosplaying from the series. But yeah, it was a nice, relaxed convention for me. I aura farmed hardcore. Yeah, and I was
I'm not dissociating. I'm aura farming.
I'm aura farming. Yeah, it was just a vibe all con, and it was nice to not con crunch for once in my life. I promise I know how to make cosplays, and I know how to make cosplays well. I just don't do it very.
It's either you con crunch or you forget to take pictures.
Yeah, pretty much. I either con crunch or forget to take pictures, or a costume takes me like 4 years to finish, and those are the few and far between ones that I do actually enter into competitions. So
I know.
I definitely kept
So
busy
good.
this year. I kept busy this year. I was go with the the catching con footage, the interviews. I calculated all the interviews I did from the special guest to the other ones. I think that's the most I've ever done. 27 interviews within 3 days.
Wow, that is a lot.
That's crazy.
I had like others I planned. It's like, no, if I do any more interviews, we're gonna go over 4 hours. We're already at, I would like editing, put in the music. Like, oh, it's only three. Oh crap, I forgot to add this one. Oh, we're almost at 4 hours. Okay, we better not. I'm glad I didn't do any more interviews because I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many people would want to sit through four. That's why I put the timestamps because like, if you all just want to see the timestamps, you just click on that. If you don't want to see the timestamps, then watch it before or after the interview.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh well, it's like, well, yeah, and again, having help with Potato Senpai with press help, and then working with the press team again was great. I had fun. Aside from Kumori Con definitely puts definitely keeps me busy.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, well, if this is how it's gonna be with Kumo, I can't imagine what's gonna be like with Road City if I apply and get approved. It's like, oh, we got to do a lot of planning for that one. Last but not least, one more question before the last one. Caz, is this a con? Like I asked before, when it comes to these recaps, is this a con you would recommend?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the area, it's definitely a good one to go to. It kind of has a lot of stuff to offer. It's not super expensive either, like Rose City, and it's also not super, like, overwhelming, like some of the other events in the area. So, like, if you're testing the waters, I think it's a good one to try out, especially after this year, kind of solving a lot of issues from prior years. Also, not to rush anything, I actually have to go.
Oh yeah, no.
It's
If
a
you
lot
want,
later.
if you want real quick, drop your links below, and then I'll just end it with console.
Will do. Okay, we can backwards reverse how we started.
Oh yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
But
Yeah.
same
Um,
for you. But same for you. Console recommend.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll get Kaz out of the way
Oh
first,
yeah,
and then
yeah. Drop your socials below.
I'm Catastrophe Costs on everything. I'm mostly on like Instagram. I have a Blue Sky. I have a Curse Cosplay Contest page for Curse Cosplay Contest. So that is separate from just me, but like that has all of that stuff. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it.
Kaz, you
So,
take
yeah,
care.
I'm gonna
Thank you again.
peace
Thank you
out.
again for coming on.
Yeah, of course.
Kaz.
Bye.
All right. Real quick, console. Again, what do you recommend?
Yeah, I think Kumori Con is a good like medium-sized con. I've been to a lot of teeny tiny cons and a lot of really big cons, so I think it's a good like middle ground convention. Like it is kind of what Kaz was saying. It's kind of a good size to where you're not going to be overwhelmed or overstimulated if you're kind of newer to the con scene, but it's also big enough to where there's a lot of content to where you can keep yourself entertained all day. So there's definitely enough to do because again, some things that smaller cons don't have is a variety of activities. So if not everything interests you, there's always going to be something else that will interest you or that you can go do at kind of these medium-sized conventions. But again, it's not so big to where it would be overwhelming. Like some of the big cons can definitely be overwhelming if you get overstimulated relatively easily. So I think it's kind of like in its a perfect little medium-sized bubble.
Nice.
So
And last but not least, where can people find you on social media to stay up to date with your cons, your cosplays, and all that fun stuff, and also the seal poses?
oh, of course. Can't forget the seal poses. So I am console of cosplay on pretty much everything. consul.of.cosplay on primarily Instagram, but I also have YouTube and TikTok as well. And if you want to see the seals, I have a seals account, which is only seals.cos. And if you take a seal pose photo, please send it over to onlysteals.com so you can be put on to the Instagram page. I finally got access to my Instagram page after a while because I lost access
that's
for a
good.
little bit. But
I'll
I got
remember that if I do Buggy next year.
nice, and it'll go up on the seals page, and then if you find me at a con and you do a seal pose, you'll get a seal ribbon as well. I have seal ribbons. I need to re-up some of those actually.
They'll
I'm
get the
running
seal
low.
of approval.
Yeah, seal ribbon. And actually on the ribbon, it's kind of funny. On the ribbon there's a QR code, and the QR code sends you to a YouTube video which inspired the whole seal thing. So only people who have done the seal pose and have received the seal of approval get access to the YouTube video.
Nice.
So
well, again,
no, I
sorry.
was going to say one more fun thing that I found is these are cassette tapes of Kumori Con's 2009 cosplay chess. I have 2 cassette tapes. Isn't that wild?
What were you using? Because video cameras were switching to digital and memory card, not cassette. The cassette tape recorders were like kind of dying out at the time.
I have old 2009 cassette tapes from cosplay chess at Kumori Con that I thought was just very.
I am old hearing that.
A fun thing to show off on this Kumori Con episode.
Oh no! Thank you. Again, Consul, thank you. I also want to thank Caz for coming on. But yeah, I will hope to see you guys at, and those who are watching us, hope to see you all at Kumo 2026. As always, I'm Wayne the Unknown. Until next time, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you for watching.